In this video, I'm going to be talking about the best packaged accounts in the UK. Now, packaged accounts have had a bad press in recent years, and that's because a lot of them have been overpriced and there has been elements of mis-selling associated with them. But there are some deals out there that are attracting interest, and some of them are offering pretty good value. So what I want to do is go through the best ones out there, and in particular, I'm going to go through on screen an article on the Money to the Masses website where we have a table that you can pause the video, look through, looks at the T's and C's, and see which one might offer the best value for you. I'm going to put a link to that article in the notes of this video so you can go across and bookmark it. We do update it regularly, but the one thing I want to say before I go across is when you're looking at packaged accounts, you do need to make sure that you look at all of the things that are contained and if they offer value to you. Are you going to use them? Are you going to use the mobile phone insurance? The travel insurance, will it cover everybody that you want it to cover? So your family, for example, not just the account holder. The other thing, if you're like me and you've got a pre-existing medical condition, then that is unlikely to be covered on a travel insurance policy. So pre-existing medical conditions can be a whole range of things, but if you want them to be covered, you do have to contact the insurer, and you also have to probably end up paying an additional premium. So for people that do have pre-existing medical conditions, packaged accounts don't often offer great value. And also there are often age restrictions on the policies as well. So it could mean that if you are above a certain age, you won't be covered. So it's important that you check before you take the accounts out, because you may think you're covered and actually you're not when you travel. Now, jumping across to that article, you can see it here on screen, the best packaged bank accounts in the UK. Now I'm going to jump straight down to the table here that compares the key things on the main ones out there. Now, focusing initially on Nationwide, they've got a Flex Plus account that's popular, costs £13 a month as I make this video. In December, that's going up to £18. So the question is, does it still offer value? The one thing I will point out, that's the first increase since 2017. Now, for most of us that know how much the cost of all sorts of products, including insurances, have jumped, it is likely that if you are a regular traveller and you use their travel insurance, that it probably will still be value for money for you. So you have to make sure that you check that out. If you want to look elsewhere, the Virgin Money Club M account that's on screen there could be a viable alternative. It's only £12.50. The one thing I would say is that once the increase in a Nationwide account filters through the marketplace, don't be surprised if we don't see some other packaged account costs start to creep up. So viable alternatives are, of course, the Virgin Money account. You can see on screen there, for people who are interested in things like home emergency cover, the Halifax Ultimate Reward Current account could be the one for you. At the bottom of this table, we do provide a summary of who these accounts might be suitable for. So, for example, the home emergency cover, that's good for the people out there who may be homeowners, so they may be attracted to that Halifax account. Now, I'm not going to dwell on this table too much. You can see it there on screen. The Premier account from HSBC, that is a Premier account, as the name suggests, and what that is really a version of, it's not really a packaged account. What it is an account that gives you a free benefit like travel insurance, but it's only free to people who are eligible for the account. Now, most Premier accounts, you have to earn above a certain amount of money or have a certain amount of money in savings with the company. So in this case, HSBC, you have to earn above £100,000 a year and have that money paid into one of their accounts, or have more than 100 grand in savings. So it's really for the wealthiest people who are customers of HSBC. So when you see Premier accounts with other banks and building societies, there will be similar eligibility criteria. But you can see the types of things on screen that you get covered in these accounts. Do make sure you check yourself whether you actually use the benefits. What I want to show you now is some of the app-only banks are getting in on the packaged idea. So if you love Greg's, then Monzo have an account that's £17 a month that comes with a whole host of benefits: travel insurance, breakdown cover, phone and gadget insurance, as well as obviously offering overdrafts like some of the other high street banks do. So do have a look at those. Revolut, yes, it has a range of packages. One thing to point out, although it's got its UK banking license, as it stands as I make this video, you don't have FSCS protection, easy for me to say, on any money held with them. That will change once they launch their UK bank properly. At the moment, you don't. So do have a look around. One thing I did forget to point out when I go back up to the Virgin Money account, it does actually offer the gadget insurance on the whole family, which is something more than the Nationwide does. That's just mobile phone insurance. So I hope you found that useful. Do make sure you bookmark the article though, because I do feel there's going to be quite a few changes in the market. But the key thing is, don't just wait until there's a price change to review the package account that you're using. As soon as you stop using the benefit, then do have a look to see whether it's value for money, and always price up whether it's cheaper to buy the individual products contained within the package separately yourself. So whether it's cheaper to get breakdown cover, travel insurance, for example, rather than buy a packaged account. So if you found this useful, hit that like button, but also subscribe to the channel. But do ask questions and do tell us about any deals or packaged accounts you want us to review if they're not included already in this video.